Welcome to my favorite city in Australia. This is Sydney, and it's home to some iconic things, and what better place to come and review the new MG Cyberster. This is the MG Cyberster. It's a two-door, fully electric convertible, and it's the first fully electric convertible by the brand and also available for sale in Australia. It's one of the first completely electric convertibles since the original Tesla Roadster, and it's got some awesome doors that help you step out into whatever adventure you're doing in absolute style and comfort. Now, MG for a lot of people is not known for its performance with its latest range of vehicles. It's not known for premium build quality and luxury like the brand wants you to know it for. And this is the car that will change that. This is also one of MG's most expensive vehicles for sale here in Australia at $115,000. But my goodness, how good does this car look? It's got beautifully crafted angles left, right, and center. Yes, there are faster EVs out there. Yes, there are EVs that perhaps come from bigger flagship brands that are known for their performance. But when you look at them, they're not necessarily always exciting to look at or even a piece of moving art. And that's exactly what MG has done here. When you close the doors, it becomes super easy to see just how beautifully crafted and sculpted this car is. It has 375 kilowatts worth of power. It's 735 Newton meters of torque, which is astronomical in terms of torque outputs. Let's start with the front. LED headlights and daytime running lights, beautifully crafted there. Front parking sensors along the bottom, and this almost aggressive lower grille area where it's the intake that you need to keep, well, the electric systems nice and cool, particularly at high speeds. And then at the top, you have a soft and premium feel. The one thing that I will say is underneath the bonnet, there is a lack of frunk or front storage space. It's the one small thing about the MG in a full EV outfit that you will miss, but the boot space is tremendous. So let's go have a look at what you get in the boot. At the rear of the vehicle, before we get into the boot space, check out how stylish this rear light design is. You've got arrows that indicate which direction you're actually turning, and at the tip of those arrows is your indicator. In the center is just an illuminated rear tail light design. Absolutely stunning. Rear parking sensors, and of course a 360-degree camera system, because you're going to want as much help and comfort opening and closing and parking and doing everything you need with this car. The boot space itself, it's actually surprisingly generous. So in the back, we've just come from the airport. I've got a mic bag. I have my Samsonite Octolite Neo carry-on bag, 55 centimeter. I have my Samsonite Eco Diver medium size bag. And I've also got this random suitcase. So this here, just to show you the sizing, is basically what you're gonna get in the back here, and a little bit of storage for things like jackets and things like that. One thing I wanna note from personal experience, these are fitted with 20-inch Pirelli P0 tires and obviously 20-inch rims to match. My first experience driving this car was actually with D-Car Studio in LA last year at Willow Springs. If you know my channel and you've been watching for a while, you would have seen my videos on that. This car here handles incredibly well on these tires on a racetrack, and it goes non-stop for most of the day. On a day that's about 30-35 degrees, it did exceptionally well for track use with these standard tires. So definitely a great combination in the choice of tires for the Cyberster. And of course, in terms of ride comfort around the city, these are still delivering a really exceptional ride quality with a lot of comfort, really great handling, and great stability as well. Some cameras down the sides of the car, as well as the back and the front, give you some really good visibility, plus some really good blind spot monitoring cameras, and also, of course, built-in blind spot monitors to the mirrors. Then you've got this awesome little piece of tech here. These are the wet dream of every child car enthusiast that has ever seen a Lamborghini growing up. because these are supercar doors. But there's a couple of things that it has on the doors, almost like parking sensors. These are to stop or prevent the door from opening onto someone, or onto a car, onto a post, whatever might actually damage the car. So if I press this and I stand a bit close to this, it'll actually stop and tell me that it can't keep going because I'm too close to it. Then move away and allow you to do it. So in a tight car park, it doesn't actually need all that much room to open and close. You're probably actually going to end up using roughly the same amount of space, if not a little bit less, than if you were in a standard traditional car, which I think is actually really awesome. The build quality on this car is phenomenal compared to what you might expect from a Chinese brand. Everything about this is a showcase of what MG is capable of. And if you're familiar with the SAIC group of brands in China, you know that MG is a mid-tier brand. Then you have some premium cars in their lineup, just like the IM range of cars that will be coming to Australia as well. So definitely don't discount this as just another cheap Chinese car. There's definitely a premium feel in every single angle of this car that you should get yourself familiar with if you're considering an electric two-door coupe, or if you're just looking for a two-door fun sports car. Even if you're not considering electric, this is still worth going for a drive-in. Now let's hop in. Interior comfort. Seat itself, it has a courtesy in and out mode, which you'll absolutely love, because in a sports car and being so low, you will need to be able to get in and out nice and easily. All the controls for the seat adjustment are on the door. You have a Bose premium sound system, which keeps you in some really good tunes while you're on those drives. Nice premium leather wrapped steering wheel. The steering wheel itself has everything you need to quickly access any buttons that you need. It is adjustable both for height and for reach. So you're not just on a tilt only, you are able to really get comfortable exactly where you want to be with this car. This cockpit fighter style jet wraparound dash is cool. Two displays on the outer wings show you things like your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. They are both wired connections. There's no wireless for this particular model. On the right hand side, things like your energy consumption, your vehicle to load output as well, because you can actually power external devices in an emergency with this car. And those two wing screens also act like your blind spot camera mirrors. So when you're driving and you're indicating, a little screen will pop up on both of those that show you what's actually in your blind spots, which is really, really handy, and of course, really, really safe. So you have proper functioning cup holders in the middle here, plus the ability to actually push a button and lift out something that you might drop in there and maybe you can't reach all the way to the bottom, or you just want to wipe them clean after every use. If you've got coffee, you've got this nice soft touch material all across the dash. You've got these air conditioning vents in prime spots, so that your passengers are going to be nice and catered for. Plus the driver is actually going to have vents that go where you need them to go. This also has heated seats, so you're going to be nice and toasty regardless. These seats themselves, full electronic adjustments, and in the center screen just here, you also have some customization settings which allow you to control the lumbar support electronically for both the passenger and the driver. So if you get in one of these on a test drive and you go, oh, I can't adjust the lumbar support, it's electronic and it's found in that center screen just there. You also have this little bit of storage just here, big enough for a phone, a box of gum, and also a USB-C and USB-A charging outlet just through there. Grab handle, because this does 0 to 100 in 3.2 seconds. And I can tell you, the first time I was taken on a racetrack with this, there was a couple of times where I went, I wonder if I'm going to need to grab that when we go on some of these corners, because you're just going at a ridiculous speed and it's fast, but it's incredibly stable. So chances are you won't need it, but hey, you might have some passengers that you want to just impress with the takeoff speed, and better they grab that than grab the steering wheel. The screen in the middle here will do a whole bunch of customizations from the MG Pilot system for those driver assistance aids that you may want to turn on or off or customize to your preferences. You also have things like the seat heating and seat settings. You also have ambient lighting as well that can be controlled all through there. And you've also got these buttons just through here, or toggle switches, depending on which one you're pressing, that will do your gear selection. So toggles for reverse and for drive, and push for neutral and for park. So nice and simple and clean. And I do prefer that they've done that rather than putting another stalk on the actual steering wheel. That's kept that area nice and clean. You do also have really good visibility out the front and on the sides, despite being a convertible and a low seating position, when normally you would be a little bit challenged with your overall visibility. So I like that. With the doors, you can pop them up and down using these two buttons here, and you can also close the roof or open it, depending on what position it's currently in, using that center button just there. And there is a little bit of a resting position just here, where if you want to slide your mobile phone into, you can while it's either docked and plugged in for your Apple CarPlay, or just to keep it out of your hands. At the top here as well, you also have your demister switches as quick access, plus your air conditioning fan speeds, hazard lights, and temperature control settings all through here, plus a shortcut for the 360-degree camera to pop up over here if you need it. In the back seat area here, behind the two seats, there's enough space when the seat is reclined that you could actually fit a large backpack or a large laptop bag, maybe a large handbag in that area just there, and not have it kind of floating around or kind of getting in the way or getting crumpled up and squished. You could actually have it comfortably just resting there, which opens up to a little bit more space in that boot if you are going on a longer road trip. But it's starting to rain, so let's go for a drive and let's see how this car actually performs on the road and if I still like it after so many months of not having driven it before. So how does the MG Cyberster drive? Well, on a racetrack, it drives incredible. It's absolutely fun, it's planted, it's stable, it does what you want it to do at high speeds. But let's be honest, the majority of people that buy this car probably will never go onto a racetrack. You'll also notice that I'm not using my microphone to film this review. And the reason for that isn't because I'm lazy, but being an EV, I thought I might actually share just how the cabin actually sounds when there's no microphone and you're having to rely on the audio from this camera. Because as an EV, there's not much noise outside of tire noise and maybe wind noise that you normally have to deal with. And being a soft-top convertible, I'm actually really impressed at how much noise reduction they've actually been able to build into this particular car. Driving through the streets of Sydney, it can be, sometimes a little bit challenging with the road conditions, the road surface. Sometimes it can be a little bit stop-start in terms of traffic. This car really is suitable for whatever type of conditions that you want to drive it in. So if you want to drive it in the city and you want to have this as your daily, and maybe it's the car that you're treating yourself with because you want to have a fun car at, like a 9 to 5 commute, but have a weekend where you can go for a cruise with the top down, this car will do it. If you want a car that is just going to be for fun and racetracks and adventures through mountainous, windy roads, this car will also do it. It's really a pretty good all-rounder. I'm driving in comfort, predominantly have been driving in comfort most of the time I've had this car for review, and it's plenty of acceleration for day-to-day use. Take this car, for example, on a longer stretch on the highway. Perhaps you want to take off quickly from time to time. You can put it into sports mode and it will also, kind of work really well for you. But put the Super Sport function on, or what I call the Super Smile function, and this thing gets up and goes, and it is a rocket, as you can imagine, with a 0 to 100 speed of 3.2 seconds. So great effort there by MG to just develop a car that is just great in all conditions. So it does a really good job at actually putting that power down to the ground and keeping it on the ground, not keeping it sliding left, right and center. So all in all, there's a lot to love about the MG Cyberster, and everywhere we go, we get a ton of looks from everyone. We get a ton of compliments and a lot of people asking what it is, what it's like to drive, and just been really impressed by the interior fit out and the quality. Really, it's just a fun, enjoyable car to drive, whether you're driving Monday to Friday or whether you're driving on an adventure every day as part of your daily commute. This is just a perfect all-rounder. So let me know in the comment section what you think. I'll do another little snippet in a section when we get to the motorway so that you can see what it's like at highway speeds, and then we'll wrap this review up. Alright, so we're now testing this car at higher speeds in areas where traditionally you start getting a bit more wind noise inside EVs that are not well insulated or well designed. Not so the case with the Cyberster. 90 kilometers an hour going through the tunnel, you don't really hear too much of a difference inside to when we were doing 50-60 k's an hour. And it's quite a different experience when you get to drive an EV and experience just how different it is driving a car that's quiet and smooth and comfortable no matter what the speed, because it really changes the way that you drive. Like, it makes you less fatigued, it makes you less on edge in busy inner city kind of driving. Everything I'm loving about the Cyberster so far is all to do with just how much of a fun drive it is, but also how practical it is. I highly recommend anyone that's considering a car like this, genuinely go out and take one for a drive. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Was I wrong? Did I get it wrong? And we can figure it out. And that's it for this review. Thank you so much for watching, like always, and for supporting my growing channel. We're self-funded. We're not influenced by big corporations paying the bills over here. So I really appreciate each and every one of you that does watch my channel and that also leaves comments, because that also helps from an algorithm point, but also just knowing that you actually like the reviews, or at least are watching them and giving me some positive feedback for the future. So until next time, guys, thank you so much once again.